Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Ulo Esther Unwaka Ego. For today, we'll be reading the book There Was a Country, A Personal History of Biafra by Chinua Achebe. So this is an autobiography / historical genre which Chinua Achebe takes us on his life experience from his childhood, family. We saw a blend of his family as a Christian, traditional, educated family, and we also saw his education, which translated from Umuahia to Ibadan. He forged friendship with Christopher Wikibo, J.P. Clark, and others. His writing started in the university with writing short stories, and we also saw him get married to Christine Okoli, and they had lovely children. Now, proceeding, we also read about Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, and Ahmadu Bello forming their respective political party, and this was filled with corruption, sectionality, bribery, and unjust practices right from the very birth of democracy. January 15th, 1966 became a dark beginning for Nigeria with the killing of Samuel Akintola and Ahmadu Bello. And this coup was led by a junior officer, and the ringleader was known as Chukwuma and Nze Ogu. With this coup came in Agoyin Ironsi. Agoyin Ironsi became the Major General. He introduced a unitary system of government, and he went from state to state, declaring that there should be peace. But behind his back, the northern people held a meeting, held secret meetings, because due to their dissatisfaction, they felt the coup was an Igbo coup, and this led to the killing of Agoyin Ironsi and the introduction of Chukwuma Ojukwu and Yakubu Gowon and Ojukwu. There were commencement of different meetings outside Nigeria to bring about a resolution, and there are many schools of thought that suggest or talked or argued that there wouldn't have been so much bloodshed or even any war at all, but due to the pride of both men, they weren't able to come to a resolution. This period was seen as a dark era for Nigeria because of the bloodshed, the killing of children, women, and able-bodied men of the East. Maramus and Kwashoko was the cause of the day, as Yakubu Gowon blocked every means for humanitarian relief material to be passed down to the Biafrans. So there was a part that really struck me while reading this book, and so yeah, I'll read it from here. The distinguished American historian, social critic, and political insider Otto M. Slinger provides this contribution on the dire situation in Biafra. The terrible tragedy of the people of Biafra has now assumed catastrophic dimensions. Starvation is daily claiming the lives of an estimated 6,000 Igbo tribesmen, most of them children. If adequate food is not delivered to the people in the immediate future, hundreds of thousands of human beings will die of hunger. So yes, I felt in this war they used as Yakubu Gowon blocked all means necessary for the people of Biafra to access food. They used starvation as a major key in defeating the Biafrans, because it was a terrible situation, because many children died of starvation during the Civil War. It is worthy to note that at that time, the situation of the program going on in the East was recognized by the world at large. The UK, the US, the French, the Pope, and other African presidents, they all had something to say or nothing at all. Chinua Achebe was used by Ojukwu as an aid, whereby Chinua Achebe traveled to other countries to tell them of the situation of the Biafrans at that time. I felt right from our independence. It's been a caricature display of democracy. The Biafrans and innocent civilians were mercilessly massacred in the north for nothing. It only shows our value for life and humanity. It's obvious that even after the Civil War, there've been no change really. There've been no change, and instead, it's the federal government is filled with godfatherism, corruption, bribery, bigotry, and tribalism. Therefore, it's left for this generation to stand up and say no to the norm, to our parents, our past governors, presidents, on how things have been done. Nigeria is 60 and going on 61, and I wonder how and when we shall start to solve the problems in Nigeria. How do we bring an end to ethnic bigotry? How do we make sure that those in offices are held accountable for their every action? How do we make sure that checks and balances are done effectively, implemented effectively? These questions goes on and on. Another scenario in this book, why I read, struck me, and it was after the war, and General Yakubu Gowon had something to say, and I read. General Yakubu broke his silence 35 years later on this matter and apologized for this atrocity to the Igbos in Asaba. It came to me as a shock when I came to know about the unfortunate happenings that happened to the sons and daughters of Asaba Domain. I felt very touched, and honestly, I referred to the killings and asked for forgiveness, being the one who was in charge at that time. Certainly, it is not something that I would have approved of in whatsoever. I was made ignorant of it. I think until it appeared in the papers. A young man wrote a book at that time, testifying at the Justice Oputa panel, a Nigerian version of South African's Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Major General Ibrahim Haruna, belligerent and unremorseful as ever, proclaimed, as the commanding officer and leader of the troops that massacred 500 men in Asaba, I have no apology for those massacred in Asaba, Owerri, and Imentem. I acted as a soldier, maintaining the peace and unity of Nigeria. If General Yakubu Gowon apologized, he did it in his own capacity. As for me, I have no apology. So, personally, there was a personal history of Biafra by Chinua Achebe. I didn't see any weakness in this book, and looking over to the strength, I personally felt I liked the fact that Chinua Achebe made references, like with what I just read now, like word for word what the person has said, not his own thinking or assumption. He made references, and I like that. It only brings about transparency. And if I have to rate Chinua Achebe's book, I'll rate it a 4 out of 4. It's a book every Nigerian should read. Yes, you need to know your history, its roots. It's really necessary. So yes, please go and grab your There Was a Country by Chinua Achebe. Thank you.